Welcome back. Well, if you are looking for the perfect solution when it comes to your toilet, no matter if it's upstairs, downstairs, if it's leaking, or you want to conserve some water, look no further than MJSI. I'm here with Michael. And Michael, I tell you, you have brilliant solutions. These are just knocking it out of the park. Tell us a little bit about your company.
Sure. I am the founder and actually a fourth generation plumber and the inventor of all of our products. All of our products are geared towards the do-it-yourself. So they install without tools, incredibly easy. Most of them have a green slant so that it actually pays for themselves. And we've been just hitting home runs one after the other.
Well, you know, maybe that explains why your products are so cool. You're really steeped in plumbing history for generations.
Absolutely, yeah. My business was established back in 1906. Our original plumbing company. So my great-grandfather started it.
That is amazing. Now, in front of us here, we have a solution that will actually prevent us flooding our floor with water. Gives us a quick solution to stop the flow. Tell us about it.
Yes. So this product here is the Hydro Stop, and what it does, it eliminates your flapper, your chain, and your handle. So it basically solves all of your toilet problems that you normally run into. In addition to that, as you mentioned, we also another problem we've identified is the overflow. So when you flush the toilet, you're looking down at the bowl and you're seeing that rising. You're going, oh no, and you're typically grabbing the tank lid and trying to shut everything down real quick. What we've done is we built that all into the unit, so there's a spring load shut off, so you can actually shut it down without having to all that stress. So in addition to eliminating the flapper, chain, and handle problems, we also add that. So basically, if you flush the toilet and you go, uh-oh, just pick up on the handle and it shuts right down.
It did. It shut down right away. So we're going to stop it, and then we can fix the problem before we move on.
Exactly, before it's all over the floor.
And we probably won't hear that telltale scream coming from the far bathroom that alerts us that something bad's going on.
Exactly. No, it's a great fix, and so in addition to fixing the toilet repair problem, it gives you another reason to choose our products. So this product here is Hydro Stop. It retails for around $12, gives you the handle and the whole kit. And the beauty of it is it installs without tools. Like I was saying, it's literally you remove the flapper, you remove your handle, and the whole unit just drops right in. So it's a very simple solution.
That is amazing. Now you have a number of solution-based products. Can we go take a look at another one?
Absolutely.
Now, Michael, what we have in front of us here is a water-saving solution. Is that correct?
Absolutely. This is our Hydro Right and our Hydro Clean. So we have a couple of different solutions. One, the Hydro Clean is what's putting water inside the tank. And once again, the Hydro Clean fill valve installs without tools. The nut at the bottom is like a gas cap, so it just hand tightens and it clicks when it's tight enough. You can adjust it even under water pressure up and down. We have a mini valve that controls the amount of water that's going back down to the bowl, and then we have this little float lock. So if you wanted to work inside the tank, instead of shutting the water off underneath, you just simply pick up on this float, lock it in the off position, and it makes it where it's very user friendly. We get people that are talking about that, going, hey, when I go on vacation, I use that to lock it off, so that way I don't come home to the scenario of a split tank and water all over the place that everybody hears about.
Just amazing, just those little things that nobody else is going to have on their toilet. That's amazing, Michael.
A lot of thought, a lot of sleepless nights have gone into this thing. So then, in addition to the fill valve, so we sell the fill valve separately. It retails for around $10, $12. We also have a cleaning feature that's down at the bottom of the tank, and the 660 is the one that has the cleaning feature. And what that does is every time the fill valve's filling, it just normally fills just from the left-hand side, and it pushes all that rust and iron bacteria off to the right. So that right-hand side lies stagnant, and that's why you get that slime that builds up on the flapper and the iron bacteria that builds up inside the tank. So our 660 Hydro Clean has that cleaning jet at the very base, and that agitates the water. So instead of just filling it from the left-hand side, it's giving water purpose, and it's cleaning the entire working mechanisms inside the tank.
That is amazing. And actually, you have a few more features built into what we're looking at. that.
Yes, exactly. So now switching over to the Hydro Right. So this is our dual flush converter. So we have a couple different converters. So what a dual flush is it allows you to flush the toilet with less water. So basically, 4 out of 5 times that you're flushing the toilet, it was just liquid and paper. But with all flappers or all toilets right now, unless it's made as a dual flush, then every time you flush the toilet, it's draining out that entire tank. So that means that 4 out of 5 times that you're flushing the toilet, you're using like twice as much water as you really needed. So what this allows you to do by converting your existing toilet into a dual flush, it just drops right in, and now you have 2 options. You have on our handle here, there's actually a split. So you have a 1 water drop and a 2 water drop. So 1 for 1, 2 for 2. So when you press just on this portion, it's going to flush the toilet with about 1/3 of the tank. And then if you needed more, then you would have pressed on this portion of the handle, and you can see that there's a split there, and it drains out the entire tank. So what this allows you to do is you can actually reduce your indoor water consumption by up to 30% just by installing this. This retails, the Hydro Right retails for less than $20. So this is something that it pays for itself in a matter of months. And to show you how easy it is to install, basically what you have down at the bottom here is you have your flush valve where your flapper would be. You can see where the ears are, and then your handle would normally be here. So what this allows you to do is you just remove the handle, remove the flapper, this whole unit just drops in, seals off right where your flapper was. You replace the handle, this unit just clicks right into place, and you have a dual flush.
Now, as I understand, you also have options here for the handle.
Yes, exactly. So we can do a handle or we can do a button. So with our control box, it gives you the ability to select a button face, which is our 1 dual flush. It has 2 buttons. A lot of people like that for the water conservation edge because a handle is you have more of a tendency of just hitting it. So by having that button, it gives you a stop gap where you go, I have to choose. Right. But a lot of people, because they're not familiar with the button, if it's in a room that they get a lot of company, they don't want they prefer a handle. So in that scenario, then the handle works out beautiful, and we have the little laser etched emblems on the top, so it's crystal clear as far as what does which button.
That is amazing. Now, companion to this, I believe you have a product called Hydro Ring. Can we go take a look at that?
Absolutely. Let's move right along.
All right, Michael, in front of us here, this looks like kind of a standard installation, but it's going to be anything but standard, and it's going to take that question mark out of the equation. Tell us what we have.
Yes, so what we have is a waxless ring. So it's called the Hydro Ring, and the way that it works is basically underneath your toilet you have a closet collar, and that closet collar could be buried in the floor like you see here, or it could be sitting up on top of the floor. So there's a wide variety, there's a wide range of applications, and when you're a consumer, you're looking, you didn't take up the toilet, you don't know what you have, what kind of a rat's nest you're getting yourself into until you pull it up. So what we've developed is a simple solution that works across the board. So it will work with if the collar is buried in the floor or if it's sitting up on top of the floor. It also, one of the problems with wax is it's a mess. And in addition to it being a mess, it's like you say, it's a big question mark. Even if you set thousands of toilets like I have, you still set it and you're wiggling it down and get it in place. And there's always that question in the back of your head, like, maybe I shouldn't have tapped it like there. And it's something that there's no way of checking it. Yes, exactly. It's set, and you go, I think I got it. But the problem is a lot of people don't realize that little misset will not show itself for 3 years, 5 years, because what ends up happening is it leaches that leak into the wood. So you get mold building up, and it's just saturating the wood. And it's really not until you get to the point where that wood is so saturated that it shows up.
And sometimes that's during a remodel. You come in, you're just going to have retile, new toilet, and the flooring people come say, hey, we had to stop. Guess what? You got to replace your subflooring. And, it can create a huge mess, as you mentioned, that we won't know about for 3 or 5 years. And when I go to the store and I have to buy those stupid wax rings,
yes.
I usually buy at least 3.
Yes.
And that's because I'll mess up the first one, and you can't fix it.
Yeah.
So I got to put a new one on. And I want to be able to tell my wife that, I don't need to go back and get it anymore. I got it done. And so it takes at least 3. So this is huge.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the worst thing is you're sitting down in your kitchen and all of a sudden you look up, your wife points out, there's a little brown spot in the ceiling, and you know that's right over the right where the toilet was. This is something that it makes the install incredibly easy. So what we have is the Hydro Ring waxless. So we have a 2 different foam gaskets that can compensate between the higher closet collar, or if it's buried in the floor, but you can buy the secondary gasket. And what that does is basically the foam is sealing off your sewer gases. Your water is being channeled down through this little funnel here, and the funnel extends down below your flooring, below and into the pipe. So there's no way of the water coming back and up and around. So really, the foam never sees water or sewer gas. Everything's being channeled down below, and the water seal is right here off of this rubber ring, and this ring fits right around the horn, and I'll show you in a second the way that works. So basically, here's an application of where the collar is buried in the floor. So we have a second gasket that drops in. This whole unit just slides right over. It's all self-aligning, and you can see that you have that compression right there. And then we have these little star washers. Exactly. So that this presses down and it holds everything locked in. So your bolts are nice and stable, and it's just drop the toilet down on top. And if you had any question about how it's set, you can pull it up and go, yep, looks good, and reset it. So that's the one version. We also have a repair flange that does sort of the same thing, but it takes it to another level. So the way that the repair flange works is it actually goes right down over the closet collar. It uses the same foam, the same kind of rubber, only there's bolts that are welded into the plate itself. So now the way that works is the different applications are the floor's a little bit rotten, a little bit movie. And typically when the seal's leaking, you're pulling it up, and the floor is a little bit on that shaky edge. So it has absorbed some water. So this application works in that as well, as if the flange is buried, or a lot of times what happens is the actual collar itself will break, because you're tightening up the bolts, and it just pulls right through the collar, so you have a broken collar. Now you have to repair that. So what this does is it just screws down over your existing closet collar, and I like to say you throw the 4 screws down, you screw it down, you can't screw it up. It's really that simple. And so you have the 4 different screws, screw it down, and now when you set the toilet on there, here's a cutaway version of the toilet. So when you're setting the toilet, those bolts are welded in. There's absolutely no way of missing it. I mean, you can literally, instead of, for example, you have an assistant or i.e. spouse down, and typically what's happening is the guy's holding the toilet and dangling these 80 pounds over this hole, and those bolts are just flopping all over the place, and then you need somebody underneath there just to help guide them. With this, the bolts are all part of it. You can't screw it up. All self-aligning, and that's it. I mean, it's done.
That is amazing.
The other cool thing with this is you don't need to cut the bolts off. We have it factory set so that you can just drop the caps on, screw it down, it's done. So you don't have to get the saw blade in there and mess around with that. It really is idiot proof.
Well, Michael, I think that's the way you've made all your products idiot-proof. This one, screw it down, you can't screw it up. The others you can install without tools and do so within just a few minutes. You're going to be saving money, you're going to be saving water, you're going to be saving your floor. And with this, you've removed the frustration factor. And with that said, Michael, right now, I know you have to have the attention of all of our viewers out there. What's the best way for them to learn more about all of your products?
Well, we are available through most of the retailers. We're available through Home Depot, Ace, and True Value, and Menards, and all of them. We are also available, and they can get more information through our website, which is gomjsi.com. So it's www.gomjsi.com.
Easy enough. Michael, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.